All right, I'm doing a card builder for Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab and Umar. All right, let's just get straight into it. I'm starting with the prelims, and I'm working my way up. To start off, I want Josh Delgado versus Blake Builder. So, this fight, Josh Delgado just won a contract off the Dana White Contender Series. And Blake Builder, he looked really good in his debut, but he hasn't won a fight since. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this fight. Blake Builder, he isn't UFC caliber, honestly. I'd say he's not UFC caliber. A little bit overrated. Yeah, all right, next fight. Clayton Carpenter versus Azmat Maksum. All right, this is a good fight too. Azmat Maksum lost to, his name is something Johnson. Azmat Maksum was a very highly touted prospect before his fight, that guy that I was saying before. And, you know, flyweights gotta have a patent flyweight matchup per card. And I think this is a good one, honestly, to go with. So that is Azmat Maksum versus Clayton Carpenter. All right, let's get into the good fights. Tim Means versus Danny Barlow. Danny Barlow, good striker. Tim Means, gritty old veteran. Danny Barlow just had a hard fight against some dude from the same place as Shavkat Rakhmonov. And, you know, Danny Barlow has broken his hand in every single fight that he's had. And, yeah, I just think, you know, Danny Barlow, I just think this is a really good fight. These guys both have had wars in the past. Danny Barlow, obviously, his first fight with Josh Quinlan was a war. And I think this is a really good fight that can also be a fight of the night potential contender. All right, next fight. Alex Caceres versus Youssef Zalal. Youssef Zalal is coming into the UFC. Just beat one guy. I think Youssef Zalal has a very good chance of beating Alex Caceres. And obviously, Alex Caceres was in the rankings for 2 fights. He beat one guy, got into the rankings, fought another guy, stayed in the rankings, lost to Giga Chikadze, and then lost to Sean Woodson, which I thought he beat Sean Woodson, and they robbed him, but, you know, shit happens. Yeah, that would be a good fight. Okay, next fight. Tracy Cortez versus Ariana De Silva. Ariana Lipsky Silva, yada, yada, yada. This is a good WMMA fight. Both very exciting prospects, contenders. Maybe not contenders, they're ranked, at least, which is good. Yeah, don't really have a lot to say about this fight. I think this is a Ariana De Silva dub. I wouldn't say easily, but I think it's a dub for her. Not finna cap. I don't really have a lot to say about this fight. Clash of styles. Obviously, Tracy Cortez, striker. Ariana De Lipsky, De Silva, yada, yada, yada. Grappler. All right, next fight. Rob Font versus Marcus McGee. Marcus McGee is getting a chance to burst into the rankings against Jonathan Martinez. I think he's going to beat Jonathan Martinez. I think he's going to knock him out. And then I think Rob Font is a good stepping stone for him to get to a contenders fight. I think he beats Rob Font. I think Rob Font, obviously they're both really good boxers. Rob Font uses his jab way more. He sticks it out there. And I think Marcus McGee, he slips, he throws overhands, throws hooks. He's a little bit smaller for the division. He's more of a tight-in boxer, you know, those guys who kind of mimic Tyson, you know, mimic other guys like that. That's more of Marcus McGee's style. Obviously, Rob Font's style is more use the jab, keep distance, stuff like that. Obviously, I think Marcus McGee would win this fight. I wouldn't be giving him this fight if I wouldn't think he would win. Not to say that I only give him fights that he would win, but obviously Rob Font's chin has been cracked several times. He gets dropped in almost every fight he has, except for the Corey Sandhagen one. For some reason, Corey Sandhagen didn't drop him. Okay, next fight. Prelims matchup. This could very well be a main card matchup, but it is a prelims matchup. I am going Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is on a 5-fight knockout win streak. His last fight against Cal Nelson was a nasty elbow shot. And that put him to sleep, honestly. They were on the ground and he put him to sleep with a nasty elbow shot. And obviously I have no problem with Calvin Kattar. I mean, I'm putting him up against Steve Garcia, so some people might think I have a problem with him. No problem with him. This is a really good striking matchup. I think Steve Garcia's power is very good enough to honestly put Calvin Kattar to sleep. But Calvin Kattar's boxing cannot be slept on. It's mean and it gets the job done in a lot of his fights. Obviously, in his fight against Aljamain Sterling, it didn't go too great for him. But obviously, I'm not surprised. Aljo, former champ, real good. Yeah. All right, next fight. Featured prelim, Henry Cejudo versus Mario Bautista. So, Mario Bautista's fighting Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo's going to win. But I still think he should get a bump up in the rankings because you're feeding him into Aldo, okay? And Aldo's in his, Aldo's 38. Yeah, he's a little old. So what? But although still got it. Yeah, Henry Cejudo should get a very, very, very far down fight in the rankings. He's not good anymore. I don't know why he's still fighting. He's really not good anymore. Obviously, went to split decision with Aljo, and Aljo still got it. Yeah, those are my prelims. Let's get into the main card, everybody. Okay, my first fight, Josh Emmett versus Gene Silva. Gene Silva's on a 3-fight win streak. All fight of the nights. All very exciting, good fights. Emmett was born in Phoenix, and hopefully he can be ready for this fight by March. You know, this is a card that I want to be done in Phoenix, Arizona. So, yeah, I think Gene Silva has a very good shot at winning this. Could knock Emmett out. Both have crazy power in their hands. Don't sleep on Emmett, though. Obviously, you can put people to sleep. This is a good fight. Emmett has serious power. Both are just balls of muscle. They're like this. And they just, like, are muscly as heck. It's, like, not even funny. Yeah, so that's my next fight. And I think, okay, next fight. Fourth fight on the main card. Kyler Phillips versus Corey Sandhagen. Phillips fights in the MMA Live, trains with Sean O'Malley. You know, Corey Sandhagen just lost to Umar Nurmagomedov, who's obviously in the main event. As I said earlier, I think this is a good step-down matchup for Corey Sandhagen, maybe a layup, because Kyler Phillips isn't that good. Obviously, he beat Pedro Munoz, but Pedro Munoz is old, slow, not as good as he used to be, which obviously you get older, you're not as good as you used to be, but still, that was kind of a layup for Kyler Phillips to get him into the ranking easily. They weren't going to give him someone like I don't know, an Aldo or a Damon Jackson or someone like that. They were going to give him someone who he could beat and maybe potentially get a new star. Obviously, he popped for steroids, which isn't good. He probably still on him by the looks of it. He's still on him if you see his back. But you can't really tell, obviously. These guys have ways of getting past the steroid testers. But whatever, forget about that. I'm going to get back to talking about the fight. I think this is a Corey Sandhagen win. It's a layup for him, honestly, to get him back on the right track before getting him into a number one contenders fight, or a fight like against Sean O'Malley maybe, or someone like that. So yeah, next fight. Featured fight of the night. All right, hear me out with this one. This guy proudly reps Arizona, sorry. Justin Gaethje versus Dustin Poirier, number 3. Gaethje probably reps Arizona. Dustin Poirier wants a good fight to go out on, and why not give him a fan favorite fight against Gaethje? Like, again, you know, these guys have had 2 fights. Obviously, Poirier won the first round of their second fight and then got knocked out in the second with a head kick. But Gaethje got beat up in the first fight, so why not just do it again? Honestly, I'm saying, because these both guys are getting old. Honestly, this could be the last fight for both of them. And so why not give a barn burner to go out with? You know, Dustin Poirier's going to get his legs beat up. Justin Gaethje's gonna be throwing wild overhands like this. He's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like that, winging overhands. So it's a fun fight. Don't get me wrong, it's a real fun fight, and this is a good fight to go out on for Dustin Poirier and for Justin Gaethje. And yeah, I think Dustin Poirier would win this fight. I think Justin Gaethje just isn't recovered from that overhand from Max Holloway. So yeah, all right, let's fight. Co-main event. I'm not going to spend too much time on this fight because it's not really that much of a fun one. We have Tatiana Suarez versus Zhang Weili. Don't know how Tatiana Suarez makes straw weight. She's a big girl. Yeah, this is a fun fight. Don't have no problems with this fight. I think Zhang Weili would win this. And the unbeaten streak of Tatiana Suarez, who looks like a man. All right, main event. We all know it. I said it. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab Merab, I already kind of spoke on this earlier, but Merab might not be able to get takedowns against Umar Nurmagomedov, and Umar would probably pick him apart on the feet. Thank you very much for watching, playa.